In the distant year of the future, all there is sand, robots, and taglines.
Or just one of them. But that was good.
Thank you. I was thinking about it on the drive here the whole time.
This tagline is the ultimate killing machine, part man, part metal.
Iron Man.
Terminator? RoboCop.
Anything but
anything.
but this.
But RoboCop,
Inspector Gadget.
But RoboCop from the KFC commercial.
Why did they do that?
Because they can. I think that's literally what that comes down to.
Yeah. I'd buy that for $1.
It's just a power play.
Oh, I love that he has like the goatee.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part.
Colonel RoboCop.
Oh. With a budget of $10 million estimated and a gross of $1.2 million.
That's terrible.
With one crushing by robot foot, over 300 deaths by robots falling on top of people, one naked man, one gunshot to the head, one suicide jump, and 303 deaths in total. With a 5.3 on IMDb, it's 1989's Robot Jox. Let's drop some bombs.
You said Robot Jox.
God damn it.
I was like, did you say that on purpose?
No. Because of RoboCop.
Yeah. Robot Jox.
Robot Jox.
It's 1989's Robot Jox. Let's drop some bombs.
I'll see you in hell.
You one of the car people?
We prefer the term angels. It's more dignified.
Popeye's chicken is fucking awesome. Finger looking good.
You lying to me, boy?
What?
You heard me, you piece of shit. There ain't nobody call nobody for 30 seconds. Hell, you can't even dial that fast.
I've been waiting 20 years for this. April Fool, assholes.
Welcome to Bombs Away, the only podcast recorded inside a projection booth. My name is Jonathan Young. Joining me inside the studio, as always, is Mr. Vicente Morales.
How's everyone doing?
And Mr. Tyler Rowe.
Hello.
What was that?
There's a robot voice. Well, there's no robot voices in this.
It sounded more like a Budweiser frog.
Budweiser.
Ooh.
That's pretty good.
Wow. It's like they were really here.
Call me Budweiser if you're trying to redo that shitty ad.
And joining us inside the studio, the Budweiser Frogs.
I hate this movie.
And the What's Up Guys. And the Clydesdales. It's just the entire
that inspirational ad with the fucking lost puppy from the Super Bowl a couple years ago. Do you see that one?
Yeah.
I remember with the small little pony one. He raises him and then he sends him off.
Yeah.
And then in the parade here, he recognizes him and he's like,
and he has sex with a donkey.
And oh no, the Bud Knight has just walked in.
Dilly dilly.
This has gone off the rails already.
Damn, Anheuser-Busch needs to figure out its fucking marketing. They have too many characters.
Yeah.
It's like Geico of beer ads.
It really is. But you know what? I think to their credit, the fact of what we just did.
Yeah, it works.
There you go.
Fuck them.
Right?
They just got free promo. Everyone listening is going to be like, I need a Bud Light.
Not BL.
yeah.
Bud Light Lime.
So, gentlemen, today's movie Okay. Well, first, I need to announce to everyone, anybody who came out to the live show, to Showgirls, thank you so much for joining us. That was amazing. If you've not checked out that episode, it's a very special episode where our guest, Rena Riffle, joined us. It's informative. It's insightful. It's
We got mad analytical.
yeah.
I think it's a really standout episode for us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Considering you guys have been on 4.
And that's why, at this point, it's a real standout episode.
Best episode since The Happening.
Yeah. No, but it definitely, it definitely is something new and unique and special. And I just want to thank everybody who came out. And then also, there's something that was on the recording that we're actually not going to be doing, and I need to make sure that people just, that are tuning in after that episode and heard that are fully aware. We had announced another live event on March 23rd, and that event has since been canceled. Okay, so if you did happen to purchase a ticket and you're listening to this, you can contact us via our email, contact@bombsawayshow.com, and we'll be more than happy to take care of you and make sure that those tickets are put towards another show in the future. And we're extremely sorry for the inconvenience or any of the confusion. We just happen to have a couple rights issues that we need to take care of with the films that we chose. So until then, stay tuned for April's announcement. That should be coming up as soon as we can get confirmation on that film, and we will proceed from there. So thank you to everybody who came out, and I'm sorry there won't be a live one. We also need a little break. We've been going strong with the live stuff since August. And, this is just a chance to recuperate, get a breather, because the summer, we're going strong, guys. There's some things that we really want to do when it comes to movie-wise. The ones that we want to pick, so much fun, there's certain things that are available now to us that I would love to touch on that weren't previously available in new 4K restorations, 30th anniversary style stuff. So to give you a kind of outlook towards the future, think of some things that are within their 30th anniversary this year, and you can kind of get an idea of where we might be going for the rest of this year. So, gentlemen, Robot Jox.
Jesus Christ.
So, this month, for us, all three of us, and I guess that goes to show kind of, I'm a Pisces, right?
I'm a Pisces.
Fucking losers. I'm Aries.
Right? But we're all this month. Right?
Yes.
And so I normally do, it's a joint effort. We discuss a lot of things here when it comes to the picking of the movies, but for the most part, I have final veto power. I can do a presidential emergency, and and then you guys can vote to take that away, but then I can just veto that. Right? So there's it's pointless for the Congress at all to exist. And but I also realize I'm what, it's a lot of fun when maybe somebody else gets the chance to pick, like we did for Jarrett and him leaving in January. So I said, you guys, when's your birthdays? And it happened to we all have the same birthdays, in the same month, right? Mine was March 1st, but I pick movies all the time.
Yes.
Right? So I sat down with both of you and was like, think of some movies you want to do. Pick a movie. And so, Vicente, this is your pick.
Yes, it is.
So one, happy birthday, sir.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Happy birthday to you.
And now the frogs.
You
What
inhaled
just
too hard. I wasn't expecting the frogs thing. I was gonna make a joke about how the government killed me, but
So this is your pick. Why Robot Jox?
Well, I am a huge Transformer fan. Always have been since I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about it is that, I mean, we're all here. Maybe I don't know about Tyler, who rented. Actually, he's too young for that. But I would spend most of my weekends. This would be kind of a standard procedure. You either get your Domino's pizza or your Pizza Hut when you used to be able to sit there.
Yuck.
And right across the way was, your nondescriptive generic rental joint, not Blockbuster. I'm talking about just a place that had a card laminated. And you went in and you saw the different types of shelves. And this movie always called out to me. Because it was literally... It wasn't an anime movie. It wasn't a Gundam movie. In Transformers...
It wasn't a movie.
It wasn't a movie. It was stop-action animation, closest that you could get to...
Stop motion?
Yeah. To Ed 209 from RoboCop.
And it was probably really easy for you to find because you were a small child and they put it at the bottom of the shelf so no one else could get it.
I'm not gonna lie, that's probably the truth, that they're marketing to a certain kind of audience. So, I mean, I would watch it, but there were bigger issues or things that went over my head. And now when I saw it again, I was all like, I used to watch this as a kid all the time. And immediately I remember when Jonathan says, hey, this thing is happening. It's your birthday. Pick one of your movies. I didn't even hesitate. I literally...
This thing's happening. I didn't know if you know your birthday.
And I was like...
fuck, that happens every year?
I get to pick something?
I just had one.
Yeah.
And then I was like, it just came out of my mouth. Robot Jox. Immediately.
It really did. Yeah. Like,
you did not hesitate.
Yeah. I told you, and you were like right next to the computer, you're like, yo, check this out.
He had it bookmarked. He's just been waiting for this moment, like ready to squirt.
Right? And what's funny is that the clip you showed me, I thought was like the end, right?
Mm-hmm.
The end of the movie.
Yeah.
Because it seems like we'll get into it, but the clip you showed me was like the first robot fight.
Yes.
And I was like, oh shit, this is the end. I'm going to get spoiled. I was like, yeah, turn it off, right? And then when I watched it on my own, I was like, this is not the end. This is like the first fight.
Yeah.
Right? So and that's that's a testament to this movie of being like, it's all the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just yeah. So we'll get into it. I just so what? How many times did you rent this as a kid?
If I could do a handful of times, probably like anywhere between 3 or 5, like if my memory serves.
Jesus Christ!
3 or 5.
Why?
I don't know. It's the same question I would ask my parents: why they kept renting Born in East LA instead of buying it. Then they would keep doing it.
I used to rent Super Mario Brothers all the time, though.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
Dude,
It would just
when
make
you're
more
little, man.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I have my outlook is completely different. Like my parents would buy everything, right, as soon as they became available. First, they would. I guess it comes down to my father was a cable guy.
Oh, okay.
Right. So they would record everything. They're the original pirates, right? This is where I get my pirate mentality.
Arr. My dad had a peg leg.
He did. Right. It's the beaties. No, he didn't. No.
Diabetes.
Right. But they would record everything. So like I don't really have the rental mentality until like I guess the 90s. My mom started getting a Blockbuster membership and going there, and that's what was close to us. So this did not exist on the shelves. Like that was the unfortunate thing about Blockbuster is that the more mainstream, the better for them.
Yeah.
Right.
It's almost as if it's in the name. Blockbuster.
I think that's what they're going for.
Right. I mean, you would find some rarities in the center shelves, but like, it really just depended on. It seemed like they would stock the shelves per what I guess the community they thought would want.
Mm-hmm.
You know, from or what they even just had in stock when it came to older VHSs from beyond when the store was built.
Yeah.
Right. So Yeah, and then, no, I never had ever seen this before. Ever. Had you, Tyler?
No, I had never heard of it. But then once I heard once Vicente had described it to me, I was like, you mean Pacific Rim?
Yeah. So basically the gist of this film is that in a post-World War III with actual nuclear war and a fallout, right? This is all done by a voice. So basically, it's very funny too because this voiceover is like the nuclear fallout happened, and then war was outlawed, and I'm like, what?
Yeah. The world was blown up, so we didn't want to do that again. So now it's illegal.
But how do you outlaw war? Like, being like, you guys were warring over there? You're under arrest.
The United States does it all the time.
Yeah. But I mean, in this global fashion, like, if somebody wants to go to war, they just do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And I love, also, he's like, you know, and then, basically, how's it mentioned? He goes, the world is here from nuclear fallout, and now there's two warring factions, and the way that they war over territory is that you fight in a mech suit, and these fighters are known as the Robot Jox, right? And you're like, that would have been a good time to put the title card up, not like a minute prior.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, George, you're late. You're so late.
I fucked up the edit.
Right? Because that's usually when, like...
Yeah, it would be like, the Robot Jox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah, weird fucking music in this movie.
Yeah. That's what it should be,
Yeah.
right? But instead, it was just like, literally, it's like something presents, like black screen, and then Robot Jox, right? And like a digital metallic font.
Yeah.
Right? And then a narrator's like, oh, it's my part. Long ago, from the wars of old, a Robot Jox. Did I make my mark? No. Okay. Just go on. All right, cool.
Yeah. Also, this movie fucking loves saying Robot Jox.
Which doesn't make any goddamn sense. What is a Robot Jox?
It's I think what they were trying to do with the marketing, just the jocks, Jox, is like, you know, like a jock, somebody who's a jockey.
Oh yeah,
of a
like
horse.
those underwear
you know?
that like spread your ass
Yeah.
cheeks so you can like Robot Jox.
The jock strap. But the way the movie was pitched, it's because of the beginning sequence where that guy gets crushed, by your atypical Eastern European bad guy.
Just call him Russian.
No,
That's what he
he says Nasvidanya. He's
Yeah.
Russian.
Yeah, he's fucking
Okay,
Russian.
Straight up Russian.
So this Russian guy, what he ends up doing is crushing this guy. But the only way they were able to greenlight this movie is because of the beginning sequence. That was just a test, and then they incorporated in the beginning scenes of this movie.
This whole fight in the snow in Siberia was a test?
Yes, that was the test footage for the investors to say, okay, let's make this movie.
Fuck, they should have taken their money elsewhere.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's where the whole budget went.
So this opening scene is Alexander, the main Russian bad guy, right?
Yes.
Who is now known as the Confederate.
The Confederacy.
The Confederacy.
Yeah.
The Confederacy.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, already off to a bad start.
Yeah, right.
And the Confederacy has just won a robot fight versus us, which is what? Just United States?
The market.
The market?
Market.
Do we hear that in the film? I never heard that.
Well, it's the way they identify themselves when they have the communal referees, which are the neutral party.
Yeah, they call them the market.
Okay.
The market, it's like Confederacy, heeds a forfeit or the market will win.
It just looked like the Top Gun logo.
Yeah.
It was like super American, and then anybody else but American who's not a capitalist was the Confederacy.
But then again, this is also in the heat of just like anti-Russian sentiment, so they were just like,
Oh, yeah.
fuck them.
This is Rocky 4.
yeah, right? Yeah.
This is Rocky 4 with robots. That's
Yeah.
all this is.
If I can change, you can change.
He dies.
Beep boop.
Beep boop. Doing a training montage in the snow with the robot. You're a winner.
Just punching a huge slab of robot meat and like this like big old like
Just dragging robot parts through the snow.
yeah. Iron Giants there, it's cool.
I love you.
You stay.
No, I don't want to cry.
Go.
So at this point, we're introduced to Alexander, and he has this extremely top-heavy looking robot.
Yeah, he does.
It's just got like shoulder pads, and it has a mace ball.
Yeah, it's like a big old ball spiked fist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is one of like 3 robots that Alexander has in this movie. They're all similarly looking.
Yeah.
But they're definitely different.
Yeah.
Right?
If they weren't trying to look like the bad guys, they did like a really bad job because they're all like black and just so fucking imposing.
It's like they go with the whole trope, just in the same thing in the Mighty Ducks movies when they're playing their opposing team. That team.
They're all blonde.
They're all blonde. and they're all dressed in black. From is it Iceland? Were they the Iceland team?
Oh, yeah.
The Mighty Ducks beat the alt-right.
You know? It's like the same thing. It's like, I don't know who the bad guy is. Put them all in black. Make them blonde. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So Alexander has won against the market here, and this guy's like down, and he's like crawling out of his mech, and he's like, "Stop! No, please! I think I broke my back." Right?
Yeah, but he's still standing up. It's like telling your older sibling, like, "No, please! I think I'm really hurt." But you're getting ready to just like smack him across the face.
Vertebrae 3 and 4 are not working properly, but everything else is good. And basically, there's these like referees watching, and they're like, Siberia's won to the Confederacy, and they're like, you may stop. And Alexander's like, nah, fuck it, I'm gonna step on him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This guy just murders people.
Yeah.
Right? And they're like, I guess he still wins.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, that's okay. It's cool.
Well, we can't do anything about
I mean,
it.
he's Russian. We don't want another nuclear war.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I misunderstood that scene because I thought they said, like, you can stop awaiting judgment. And I thought that was them saying, like, hey, fucking kill him if you want. We don't really care. But,
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what I thought, but I guess that's... At the end, I was like, oh, shit, that's not. He killed that guy in like, bad showman. I thought that was, like, he was supposed to do.
Yeah, he was down.
Which is also why they were... Because it as he steps on him, it cuts over to now everybody... at the market, like, base, being like, he didn't have to fucking kill him.
Yeah.
Like, they're just pissed.
Yeah.
Right? And so we're introduced to Achilles, which that name never comes back to play, like, properly. Where you're like, why did you choose this?
Well,
what's your weakness?
Achilles, and then he has a weakness.
Well, he does get shot in the heel.
Yeah, and he's also, like, he's too prideful.
He does.
So there's that.
Yeah.
But then also the other character is Athena.
Athena.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And, so... and then we have Tex, right?
Yeah.
Who
This fucker in a cowboy hat.
Don't get me started with this guy.
Hey,
man.
we'll never
Straight-
forget Texas.
straight up racist.
Yeah.
Like, I love how this movie is like, in the future, sexism and stereotypes will still be a thing.
The world doesn't exist, but we'll be for damn sure if we let any minorities here. It's just like, Jesus Christ.
Jesus, because he just walks around being like, those goddamn Japs!
Yeah, God.
I never trusted him for a second.
Literally in this movie, so the main team of, like, Robot Jox, like, specialists is Tex, who was a fighter back when it first started.
He's
right?
a champion.
He's a champion, right?
First
Which I'm also like, so we're fighting over territories, right?
Yeah.
But, like, once you win it, like, what, can you just re-challenge it? Shouldn't
No.
we have had all the territories taken care of by now?
No, what ends up happening is that they're actually contracted. They're contracted fighters, and they have to meet their contract.
Yeah,
Well,
they
I
do
got
10
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so then why Tex stands out is because he won every single one of his matches.
Sure.
That he was relieved of his obligation in his contract, which sets him up as, the guy who's going to be the guru for any of the guys to come.
Right.
Achilles is right there on that point where he's got one more fight.
Right.
And he'll be done.
No, I get that, but
But he's saying, like, can we rematch for land?
Right, because I'm like, how much land? Like, are we territorying it by like a couple yards? Like, so that there's a lot. Man, we gotta make a lot of money.
It's
so
like,
No, it's like in Risk where like Asia split up into like 8,000 sections, and you just gotta slowly like work your way through it to get all the spots.
right, because like the main war for this movie is the fight over Alaska.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You can see Russia from there.
Yeah.
It's a deep old cut.
Well, yeah, I felt like they were just gonna fight on the Bering Strait.
That would have been fucking sick. This movie has no money though, so
Yeah.
they just fought in the Mojave Desert or some
Yeah, they
shit like that.
and that's what's weird about it is that like, okay, this time they're fighting over Alaska and they're like for the oil, the money, you know,
Yeah.
Timber,
like,
everything.
yeah,
Yeah.
I get that, right?
Which is current now. I mean,
Yeah. But so are we fighting territories like that tiny? I guess is like boom, there's Alaska, and like that's what I mean. It's just being like, okay, he's a legend of the past. Texas is a legend of the past. How much do we have like to fight for still after even this?
Yeah, that's
you
true.
know. And those are the kind of things that's not really touched on. Like it's not touched on why World War III happened.
They don't give a shit.
No,
I think it's just under the assumption that they're feeding into your paranoia that eventually the Cold War will go hot. But the thing about this is that this movie got stuck in development that they were banking on the USSR not falling anytime soon. And then all of a sudden, like, oh great, the Berlin Wall, they fragmented and then they fell. And then since they knew that was going to happen, and then when they premiered this movie, a lot of people were like, well, I don't really think it'll happen. So that's why it was.
I still think those goddamn Ruskies are gonna get us.
Exactly.
Well, yeah,
and that's why it was so polarizing with the characters who were the antagonist and protagonist like Tex. Who was,
This movie came out in '89.
Yeah.
Dude, that's way fucking late in like the Cold War. Like
Yeah.
people probably went in there like, oh fuck, yeah, that's right. We don't like the Russians.
Global warming's happening now. There ain't no Cold War.
Talk about a hot war. Am I right, ladies?
Things are steaming up, baby.
Remember when the president threw up on the Japanese prime minister?
Good times, good times.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I love Robot Jox.
But for a movie, for those of you listening who have not seen the movie, do not get your fucking hopes up for like any robot fights, because there's one in the beginning and one at the end, and that's it.
This movie is like, I don't understand how you can have a $10 million budget and Power Rangers does it better.
Yeah, it's the sets are like impressive until you like give them any like thought, and then you're just like, oh, what the fuck is this?
I wrote that too because they're like when they're in the hangars,
Yes.
right? Like basically you see it like a hangar shot eventually that is Achilles going into the mech, and you get it from like the knee down.
Yeah,
Right? And it's a full-on physical, like, 2 robot feet
Yeah.
yeah.
in the set, plus, like, all the scaffolding and everything else going on. I was like, God damn, that's where the money went.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it went to like the cool robot shit, and that's about it. Because it really shows. Everything else is just kind of like
the Cantina set from Star Wars.
yeah,
Like, just
Yeah.
reused.
Yeah.
yeah. It's just like that age old like you see it in like 50s and 60s sci-fi films where it's just like fucking blinking lights on like on consoles, and it's like.
So what's interesting about this film is that it feels and looks
like shit.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I was gonna say. Like a film that like Mystery Science would have done.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised that they didn't. Right? It's quality wise when it comes to like the sets and things is like one step above Space Mutiny. That's about it.
You know, honestly though, I think it's one of those movies that you could see Mystery Science doing, but it's also genuinely like so fucking boring. That it's just like, what are you gonna say? The middle of this movie is just like, what is going on?
Yeah.
After that first fight, there's like a training montage. Well, not really a montage, but he's like just
Oh
fucking,
my god, the jungle gym? That's one of my
Yeah,
favorite
yeah.
two scenes in the whole
and he's also
film.
just whooping on some rookies, just like kicking their ass and just be like, all right, class is over.
Well, so yeah, let's get into that. So, at this point, Achilles is introduced, and he's like, "I'm gonna go train." So they do this like training montage where they're all wearing like boxing gear, and it's one like versus 50.
Yeah, and he's
Yeah.
still kicking their ass.
Right? But everybody's like not really going for it. It's that kind of thing where it's like, all right, you two go, and then I'm gonna wait behind, and when he whips your ass, then I'm gonna step in.
Yeah,
you know,
we
like,
need to be fair.
which
Yeah.
I never understood when it come to any type of movie and choreography like that. Where
Oh
I'm
yeah,
like,
where everyone waits
no, like
to kick
fucking
someone's ass.
50 people would just go after him and just beat him down to the ground.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just fucking
Right?
kill him.
But yeah, I get it that this is a training thing. But then one dude, like training is over, and one dude decides like, I'm gonna like fake like I'm hurt on the ground, right? He's gonna acknowledge me being like, "You good?" And I'm not gonna say shit, right? And then he's gonna turn his back. Then I'm just gonna attack him, right? And they just go at it again. And he's like, "What the fuck's going on here?" Like as he's like trying to defend himself, and he kicks that guy's ass, right? By yelling like, "This is training!"
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah,
Right? And then steps and walks away and goes to text and he's like, "How you doing?" "Oh, I'm good." Right? And I'm like, is nobody gonna acknowledge that this kid just went psychopath on him?
yeah. His kid was just like,
Right?
this like fucking rage.
Yeah, like literally he like defeats him, he's down on the mat, he turns around, Texas is like, "How's it going?" He's like, "Who's the chick?"
Yeah, yeah.
And also I'm like, I'm not too into this chick.
Yeah,
Like,
it was kind of weird. That's where the sexism sentiment comes into, where they're basically just like, it's heavily into like, huh, a girl robot jock,
yeah.
jocks.
Well, because I did write it somewhere in here where basically Tex actually goes like, "She's a woman, not a chance."
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, it's there's no subtlety. It's deliberate misogyny straight up from text. It's like saying, why is this woman even here? Why are we even discussing this?
And why is that goddamn Jap still on the controls? He says Jap like 5
Yeah,
times.
Yeah,
does.
he does.
For people who are in my age range, if you want to know exactly what Tex looks like, he looks like Doug Dimmadome from the Fairly Odd Parents. He's just this like fucking Texan ass looking guy.
He's wearing a cowboy hat and this white flight suit,
Yeah.
like everybody else wears. They wear these white flight suits with like red shoulder like stripes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And so you're like, you still look out of place.
yeah.
Yep.
He looks fucking weird. He looks like a rancher.
Yeah, he just looks very odd for the whole thing.
Oh my god. he just looks like he's straight out of like Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah.
Boss Haas.
Yeah, he's just literally chasing the bandit around, being like, "Bandit, bandit, you better not be a fucking Japanese. You're gonna get it double."
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that character is really weird because no one else is that like American in it. Everyone else is like,
Not that stereotypical.
yeah, no, and he's just like,
No.
they're like, oh, how do we make it look like he's American? And they put a cowboy hat on him.
Yeah.
And then like,
Yeah.
he's literally
Texan
just shy
accent.
of like having like wearing an American flag around himself. Just like,
So then this little old lady shows up,
and she's like,
and then she's like, "Can you just masturbate?"
yeah, jerk into my tube.
Well, first is because we get introduced to that whole group of younger jocks that are being trained.
They're all like wearing like Jedi Padawan braids.
Yeah.
It's like they're called the Gen Jocks. They're
Like I feel like Lucas actually saw this and was like, "You give me another 10 years, I'm gonna use those braids."
and what they're being advertised is a new generation of jocks, which are basically it's a hint at casual eugenics. It's just like filtered, better jocks that are trained from birth, even in their own sequence of genetics, to be better fighters. I don't really know how long they expect these fights to keep going, but they keep growing.
Seems like
forever.
Forever.
Right? I mean, if they're investing that much into like the future of like these children, then yeah, they're really hoping that this goes forever.
I believe the children are our future.
Put them in the fucking robot.
Grow them in a test tube with your cum.
Yeah, they go back to what Jonathan said. She's all like, "Would you provide us with some raw material?" Excuse me?
Yeah, he's like, excuse me? He's like, motherfucker, you live in the same future. You know what she's saying.
Yeah.
He's like, can I just... What does he say?
No,
He's
Alex is like, "Can't we just skip the middleman and go to direct deposit?"
yeah, and he's
Turns
looking at
around,
that girl.
looks at the chick. Yeah.
Can I just come in her?
Pretty much what he said.
Yeah.
I was like, we are 5 minutes into this movie. And not only do we have, like, basically, can you go in the back and just, like, masturbate for me, but
Yeah.
also it's just like, can I just fuck that girl right there?
Yeah.
Can I fuck this other clone?
Yeah.
That's probably already you,
Ooh.
right?
Yeah.
Like Commander Cody.
Well, that's the weird part, right? Okay, so how long has this been going on? How fast do the clones grow? Because if indeed they are trying to collect samples of previous fighters, and Tex is the first one, but they both act like they've never made a deposit before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're-
They probably maybe even scraped it from the dead ones. Yeah.
Ooh, just cut their balls open.
They-
Yeah, but they're
just-
losers. Why would they do that?
I don't know.
That is true. That means they're not good. So it's only the winner. Dude, those are all Texas children.
Right?
Yeah, they could be all
They're,
Texas kids.
or they're Achilles too, and he just is like, I don't fucking remember.
I don't know. I just squirt in the tube and I'm good to go.
I'm gonna sleep with myself over there later. That's why he's so like attracted and horny and forces himself on her.
Yeah, because he's like, oh, God.
I love me.
The ultimate thrill. Fucking myself.
Go fuck yourself.
Right? So at this point, you have these gigantic practical sets, like I was mentioning.
Yeah.
Achilles is getting ready for his final battle. You're in a contract of 10. He's getting ready for his final battle, and to get ready for your final battle, you have to get inside BMX gear.
Yeah. BMX was hot in '89, man.
And their suits are looks like it's just straight up BMX armor, right?
Yeah.
And as he's going, everybody's phrase is crash and burn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is the name of the sequel, spiritual successor to the next film. This is like the prequel to a film called Crash and Burn.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Right? But in the description it was like robots are outlawed. I was like, "Oh, is that the sequel?"
That was the next step.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
like we outlawed war and it still didn't work out. So yeah, everything is now.
Yeah, no robots.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He goes and everybody is saying crash and burn like it's a phrase.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's a prayer almost. It's really weird. They're just like,
Yeah.
crash and burn. And they're just like throwing it around.
Yeah, it goes almost to, it's reminiscent of Russell Crowe's Gladiator, where they're like strength and honor. Anytime they go something like they just say strength and honor.
Except that that's not the thing that you say to be. Hey,
Crash and burn.
go fuck yourself.
hey. Hope you fucking die out there.
I guess it's their ridiculous form of break a leg. It's like literally crash and burn. You know?
Aye. Ooh.
I like that.
You know? Because
I love your positivity.
Yeah.
On it.
Hey, hope you fall on a crowd of people and they all fucking die.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Sorry. Spoilers. Who gives a shit?
Right? So he fights Alexander, and they're like, don't forget to use the green laser. The green laser is
It's
like,
our secret weapon.
right?
And they genuinely call it, the green laser. It's like, are you guys gonna come up with a fucking cooler name than just, the green laser?
He's never seen green before.
The green laser's crazy. If you shine it in the sky, an airplane will crash.
So he does use the green laser in the fight, and he combats it.
He just fucking like deflects it.
He's just like, fuck your green laser, right? And like I can imagine like the Confederacy's like, they use the green laser. I don't
fucking idiot.
Oh shit, they got green now. As if like that's the weird part too, because it's something where you're like, well, back in the time when this movie was made, even we already had green lasers.
Yeah, it's like,
so it's not like it's just like, oh shit, what a secret weapon. It would change the color.
It's like a throwback form of technology. They're like, oh crap,
Right.
it just came out at us.
well, the shit that my favorite part is that inside the robot they show like the advanced technology in it, and the advanced technology is a fucking like Sony like 20-inch television, just missing like the insert for your VHS tape on it, and it straight up says fucking Sony on it too. They didn't even take like the thing off. Like, in the future, all we got is what you can get at the thrift store. Honestly.
I told him to get Zenith. Goddamn Japs. Fucking America made Zenith. It would have been a wooden cabinet. It would have been rich mahogany. It would have been gorgeous.
Half the weight in this thing comes from the fucking back end of this TV.
Oh, they don't call it a boob tube for nothing. Titties. Tex.
Oh yeah, did we say his name is Tex?
Yeah.
His name's fucking
it's
Tex.
He's like,
Welcome back.
I couldn't remember if we said
it's
that
like
or not.
everybody forgot his name. He's Tex.
So, yeah, I love it also that everything is just like symbols on that screen.
Yeah.
Right? Why? Because it's revealed later on that Achilles can't read.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that shit hella funny.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
I'll never learn how to read.
How's the reading business going?
Yeah, because he goes, I may not know how to read, but I ain't stupid. And I was like,
Nah, you're fucking dumb, dude. Third graders can do that.
right? Because that's what's great
Damn.
about the ending of this movie is that like when the doctor reveals the final secret weapon, he basically made it on the joystick of being like, it's a solar flare, so I put it as a button that looks like the sun.
Yeah.
It's idiot proof. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
So at this point, Tex comes in, stealing like the Fantastic Four line. He's like, all right, it's clobbering time.
Yeah, that was weird. That was really fucking weird.
Do we know why this happened?
I have no idea.
Because everyone loves the thing.
What
everyone's
what I
favorite.
read about this movie, there was a huge conflict between the director.
Yeah,
and
there's
the
an actual
screenwriter.
quote.
Yeah,
Yeah, go on.
and then it was issued. Of course, it's the director here. They were trying to make a movie that was enjoyable for adults but written for children, and then vice versa. But they could never get on the same page about it. And then there were moments where the movie went really serious, really post-apocalyptic, and then you hear it's clobbering time, and then you just get thrown out of the whole thing. Like,
But it
what
wasn't.
Yeah.
what the hell is going on?
So there's an actual quote. Okay, this is from the science fiction author Joel
Haldeman.
Haldeman,
That's an H.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Haldeman.
Jonathan never learned how to read either. We're gonna put him in a big fucking robot.
This is quoted from Haldeman. He says, quote, I would try to change the science into something reasonable. Stuart would change it back to Saturday morning cartoon stuff. I tried to make it believable, reasonable characters, and Stuart would insist on throwing cliches and caricatures. It was especially annoying because it was a story about soldiers, and I was the only person around who'd ever been one. He went on to say, then Gordon conflicted that and said, Joe, our problem is that you're writing a movie for adults that children can enjoy, but I'm directing a movie for children that adults can enjoy.
What I want in my children's movies is a scene where two dudes insinuate they are not gonna jack off into test tubes, but come inside of a woman.
I also want brutal, like, just complete deformities and burned bodies.
Yeah, I want a guy
mutilation
to walk out of his robot with a crisp face and be like, that's what I want my kids to see.
Yeah.
That's what I'll show them. Never-ending story.
Yeah.
But I'm really surprised with Stuart Gordon because, I mean, this is director Reanimator, which actually also fills this movie with short little cameos from people that will be in Reanimator.
Oh, that's a kid's movie, too.
You know.
Yeah.
Especially that scene with the head.
Well, it's about when Disney came to life as a zombie and just continued working on things.
Oh, shit.
Reanimator.
That's pretty good. That's clever.
Are the Jews still around?
Oh, no! He wasn't actually...
Him and Tex together.
He wasn't actually anti-Semitic. That was created by the unions because he
goddamn cigarette.
He's anti-worker, which is just as shitty.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll find us.
Don't come and kill us, please.
They'll find us.
But we're gonna hear a knock at the door. It's gonna be Bob Iger. He's gonna fucking shoot us in the
It's
forehead.
Walt.
I'm back.
So,
He's holding his frozen head like Reanimator.
I didn't like that joke. It's too close to home.
We don't hire women.
So, finish up this fight for me. I forgot.
He gets his ass kicked.
Okay, so this is what happens. Here's the thing. There are actual stages to the fight. So what ends up happening is the Reebok Center salespeople, which are actually the referees, with their uniforms, they just look like Reebok employees.
Oh, like Foot Locker?
Yeah. Like, what are you doing?
They're like, do you need that in a size 3?
And they're floating around in this rig. They just
look like the Doppler effect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, they have the stupidest fucking harnesses that they're wearing. It's straight up like vacuum hose around their shoulders. I was like, that's not going to hold you in.
How does that even hold them in? So then they say, okay, so special weapons are offline, no projectiles, no missiles, no weapons, hand-to-hand combat. So this is where they actually get to duke it out.
And why did that happen exactly?
Because
that's just like the rules.
Those are the rules. That's when each stage of the fight goes, now it's hand-to-hand combat.
Which is so funny because almost nothing happens because of the projectiles. Like, the projectiles don't do jack shit, why even fucking allow that in the first place?
And I don't get it either. So then, when they're about to go to that, Alexander, well, you know, he's losing the fight, and he's all like, well, I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna be a dick about it. And he projects, you know, he shoots out his hand, you know, like a rock'em sock'em hand.
He has a rocket hand.
Yeah.
He's like, like punches him, yeah.
And then, even before that, they're all like, the people that are spectators, they're actually not even viewed that well by the jocks themselves. They signed the waiver, they knew the risks and everything like that.
Right.
But still, Achilles jumps in front of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what he's thinking, actually thinking that, what's worse, if the fist hit the audience.
No, it's going to hit those solar panels.
You know? Or...
Because all the bleachers are like what seems to be solar panels.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's like bleachers and then solar panels cover that. And what I got from that is actually more of like, so if a stray laser it hits the audience, it deflects off of that.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't think about like making them structurally able to support a rocket fist, I guess. I don't know.
Exactly. And then what ends up happening? He gets hit, he loses his balance, and he completely just
fucking falls on the audience.
Yeah, and just crushes them.
300
just
dead.
Them.
300 dead.
Yeah, and
is what the news says.
they immediately go through like a type of RoboCop, you know, sort of like breaking news. Look at all this gory stuff.
I love when he's sitting there with that look on his face, like, oh god, oh god.
People are just like,
and he's like,
there are bodies laying. It looks like Final Destination 4 with the NASCAR scene. People are just in bleachers, just like screaming, just crawling, like with limbs off. People are burnt to death.
Yeah, and he's just standing there, just like with this like 1,000-yard stare, just like, oh god. then it cuts to the fucking news. It's just like
Right?
300 dead.
And then there's like from the referees, like a trial in a way, right?
Yeah.
And it's not a trial to be like, this fucker killed 300 people.
No, it's a trial
No,
to
he
determine
was-
who was the winner.
Wow, his actions were there. That is irrelevant.
Right?
I was like, what? Okay.
Yeah.
It might be irrelevant to the fight, but this fool needs to go to jail.
No, yeah,
for,
they're like-
crimes of war.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they determine that it's a tie, which is like, what? He fucking cheated.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
like literally broke the rules and 300 people died because of it.
Exactly.
Well, and that's the weird part too, is that like we're bringing up that kind of plot hole, right? There's never a moment in which it's like, oh, the Confederacy is paying us off, or
Yeah, no,
holding us hostage.
that's what I thought
or
at
blackmail
first,
or
too.
something, right?
But no, they're just dumb.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're just like, we are Sweden.
Yeah. While supposedly trying to come off as neutral, they just come off as a bunch of idiots who are all like, dude.
Yeah, they're Sweden.
Fuck yeah, dude.
That was why I made the joke.
When you're neutral, you choose the side of the oppressor.
So yeah,
Here comes my favorite part of the movie. The fucking center. The second act.
So Achilles goes into a stage of like, I'm done. I'm not doing it anymore. And he's got like, post-traumatic stress. Mm-hmm. So I'm all like, I'm getting out of the game. And everyone's, you can't quit. You can't walk away from this. And then he's all like, the hell with this. I'm going to go live with my brother and his, how many kids does he have?
6, bro.
6 kids.
6.
God, who has 6 kids?
No,
A
no.
guy who wears safety goggles and has
Dude,
reading glasses.
Dude can read.
But only with the safety goggles.
That was just a slight dig at Carly because of, her 7 sisters. But
But it's like, if you guys watch in this whole sequence when he's all like, I'm hanging it up, I'm putting, away everything like that. He's driving in this little float mobile that he's got, a little hovercraft that he's got to his brother's apartment.
It's just like glass with windows.
yeah.
I mean, that doesn't make any sense.
No, glass with window.
wheels.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know why I said yeah with you. That was fucking stupid. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, just glass with windows.
Yeah.
Big pane of glass, but there's a little window in it. What the fuck?
So then he goes there, but I start noticing something really strange, and I always notice in post-apocalyptic movies or futuristic movies, ads are very important because ads give off an indication.
You would think so,
what
but not in this
what the vibe is.
movie.
But there was one series of ads that I kept seeing, and it was about fertility.
Mm-hmm.
It was about pregnancy.
It says prenatal, but it's done in like the California where it's like 3 letters per row.
Yeah.
You're
So
right, I'm like, what is this?
everything is advertising prenatal. And one of the last ads that you see before he gets into the elevator, when he puts on, because I guess the air quality is bad too, so he's got
Yeah, everyone's wearing masks.
and everything
Yeah,
like
like
that.
they're in China.
Hell yeah.
There is a shot.
Goddamn Chinese. Making us wear masks. Just breathe in the oxygen.
He does never wear a mask.
Yeah, no, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. But there is a full-on.
Bring back the coal mines.
There's a full-on poster of a prego model, and I'm not talking about like, oh, a nice sweet model that's pregnant. No, this is like it seduce you that this woman is hot because she's pregnant and like
I
in
saw
a
that
bathing
one.
suit.
It was a quick glance.
It was really quick. It was really quick.
Because
and
the
it's
other
like-
ones are like prenatal. It's
Yeah.
a woman and she's like wrapped in like red cloth and she's holding out a baby and the baby's like looking at her like, what the fuck is going on?
Which is really funny because I saw that ad too, and it said prenatal, and she's holding a baby, and I was like, these people fundamentally misunderstand what prenatal means.
the baby. I shouldn't be here yet.
Postnatal. Right. Well, that's why the baby's like, what the fuck am I doing here?
She's just shoving prenatal vitamins in the baby's mouth. These are good for you.
Yeah, and so when I saw that, I was like, okay, I don't know. This started to get a little bizarre. It's like they're advertising, and then it gets nailed home by what I would call his sister-in-law, who says it's like, oh, pregnant again. Well, the government always gives you,
An extra bedroom.
yeah, an
She
extra.
goes, now we
bedroom.
can get 3 bedrooms. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, that's how that works. I thought it was just a system of rent. But, also, something that we didn't mention is before this happens is one of the cantina bar scenes.
Well, he gets in a fight.
Oh
right?
yeah, the
Which-
1966 Star Trek bar
Yeah.
that they still got dusted off.
And what I find is interesting is that the camera decides to go around the room, right? And then focuses on this like man and a woman, right? That are like having a conversation, and as the camera passes through, like in between them, they have like a full-on Me Too movement, like moment, like where like the camera is like it's zooming past them because basically it's trying to get to Achilles, who is on the opposite side of the bar. It's gonna focus in on him, right? So it's passing through this couple who's having an inaudible conversation, right?
Yeah.
And right before the camera passes like through between them, right? He straight up like goes in for a kiss, and she straight up like slaps him and shoves him. Right?
Damn.
You missed this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, well, because it's such a like, but because it was happening, like the camera's like, I gotta get through here. Hold on.
Yeah.
Right? It was just such a weird thing for me. I was like, what the fuck was that? Like, what just happened? Like, two extras just went extra.
Yeah. Like, I'm getting that SAG credit.
So, yeah, Achilles is there.
He's drunk.
Alexander
drinking.
is doing typical, like, you know,
Blah.
80s bad guy stuff. Like
80s bad guy from Russia.
80s ski
Blah, blah,
school
blah.
bad guy.
Blah,
like,
blah.
just like, this is our mountain. You
Yeah.
know? Like,
Look out of here. And then that other guy tries to fight him, and again,
You touch me.
yeah, the fights in this movie are so fucking weak. Everyone has pillow hands. They all just like go and hit, and it's like, just like
But
smack.
I like the whole posse. It's like when they try to take out Achilles, the new gen jocks get into it. But when Alexander's about to get into it, the Ivan Drago clones get up, who are like super blonde.
Yeah.
yeah.
Just like
They also confront him in this scene of being like, why didn't you just let the fist hit the audience? Like, we all are heartless, like, test tube babies, and we wouldn't
Yeah.
let it happen.
yeah,
Yeah, and he's basically like, oh, I'm not going to let those people die. Well, you killed fucking way more, idiot.
Yeah.
It's just-
His intervention was a bigger problem.
Yeah. So then, at this point, he has a nuclear radiation dream. It seems
yeah, it's like so weird. Yeah.
because basically it's scenes that we'd already seen before, but they do it. They put the negative filter on it,
Yeah.
right?
Fucking
Which
weird.
to me always seems like X-ray or radiation.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But no, it's just being like, that's how he dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He dreams like he's on acid.
Yeah. And then he wakes up the next morning with Athena, and he's like, oh, we fucked.
hey, I don't mean to be rude, but yeah, can you fill me in?
Yeah, he's like kind of naked.
No,
which
he's
is-
fully
No,
naked.
he's
Oh, he's fully naked, which
Yeah,
means
he's fully
Her
naked.
head in the shot is the only thing covering up his dick.
oh,
Yeah.
fuck,
Right?
yeah.
But not in like she's going down on him way. She's sitting straight up on the corner of the bed.
Yeah.
And it's a wide shot, and her head is just right there, like blocking his dick from our view.
Yeah.
Right? And he's like, oh shit. And he puts on his covers, right? And then he's straight up being like, I don't mean to be rude, but how was it? You know, basically.
Yeah.
You know? And she's like, no, we didn't. I just stripped you down to study your body to try to figure out why you're a winner.
yeah, she's like, yeah, you fucking little dick loser.
She's like, and literally, she's by the end of it is like, I didn't find anything
Yeah, nothing special about you.
he's got no dick.
because they keep harping on this. Is another scene that we kind of glossed over is that like they question Tex. Tex, in a previous fight, basically got lucky,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
and hit a laser point on a weak spot of a robot that was far superior to him and won that battle. And literally there's this whole dialogue of being like, sometimes it's about luck, it's not about skill.
And then everyone's like,
Right.
no, it's not. You fucking knew something, you lying sack of shit.
and he always starts sweating when he knows he's lying.
Sometimes it's just pure American luck.
We call that manifest destiny where I'm from. Just take what's yours.
Right? Sometimes the Indians cry tears of luck.
Sometimes you get lucky, you get to go to Oklahoma.
Okay, I don't want to kill him about this anymore.
But yeah, so
Oh, that's terrible.
See those workers out there in the field? They're lucky to be there.
oh no!
Goddamn lucky that ship showed up on that shore.
He does kind of look like Big Daddy from Django Unchained.
Oh,
Oh my
Doesn't
God.
he?
Yeah, he does. He does.
No, so then, oh fuck, some other shit happens in the middle of this movie.
Well, at this point, you know, there's more sexist conversation because she is the best candidate.
Yeah, she should be fighting. And that's basically what we come to. Is like, yeah, she is the physically superior person to him, but they won't let her fight.
Right. And this is where Achilles actually is like, look, like I said, I'm not fighting again. It was a draw, but that's 10 for me, and I'm out. And they're like, we'll pay you anything. He's like, nah, I'm out. And he puts on a suit jacket that I can only describe as looking like a rug.
Yeah.
Or what a college weed dealer would wear if he was going professional college weed dealer.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm not dealing skunk anymore.
Right? He's wearing one of those like Afghan
Yeah.
like material wise, right? That's when he goes and sees is it his brother?
Yeah, his brother.
It is his brother.
Yeah, he's trying to get away from it all. And now
Right.
at this point, just because of the association with him giving up, they're getting death threats.
Mm-hmm.
And they're getting calls.
Yeah.
They're getting
Like,
death
his
threats.
literally, I wrote it verbatim, right? His brother's wife picks up the phone, and immediately somebody just starts and goes, "You tell that goddamn chicken son, you tell that goddamn chicken shit Achilles, he can take that robot and shove it up his ass." and then,
She's all like,
click,
shove up yours.
right? And I'm like, what? Like, how are people just being like, "You son of a bitch"?
Ring, ring, ring. Hello, Achilles.
No, it's
sister-in-law. How can I help you? Hey, fuck Achilles. All right, well, he's not here. I don't know why you're saying this to me.
Oh, well, one thing that they
Robot Jox.
Hey, fuck him. Fuck your stupid kids.
you pregnant again?
You're a fucking whim.
You know, honey, I really think we're gonna have to distance ourselves from Achilles.
Well, okay,
You mean Jim?
Jim.
His name is Jim. It turns out.
so there's another.
Yeah.
There's,
Not that's important.
there's another thing also going on in this world besides the geopolitical implications of these fights. They actually give people something to bet on. So
Right.
they
Oh,
actually
yeah.
gamble on these fights, and that's when we see the short cameo of Jeffrey Combs from Reanimator. He's actually betting on the first fight that we see between Alexander and Achilles. And they make it a point because everybody has masks, but Jeffrey Combs is like, I don't need a mask. Well, also because of the fact you want to see it's Jeffrey Combs in it until later from his fame from Reanimator. But I think more besides the patriotism behind what Achilles isn't doing with the fight is that people, well, they want to bet on him because he's a sure thing. So I think probably they lost a lot of money. And now they're just like telling, fuck that guy. Now I'm broke
Yeah.
because of him.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I feel like he was never gonna win that battle.
No.
You know?
Do you know who else is broke now? The 300 people that died in that fight.
I thought you were gonna say R. Kelly.
Oh, fuck. What?
But I also agree. With
Can't afford bail, baby.
I kind of also agree with like him as a hero. It's like I don't really see him projecting any kind of real skill for him to be like, yeah, I'm the best at what they got. It's just his ego is
Because
so
he's
big.
just the best of what they got. They don't got anything.
Yeah, they don't have shit right
I
now.
mean, it's like, damn.
All they
man.
have is a girl, and I'd be goddamned if I'm going to let a woman in my
Yeah,
robot.
Exactly.
She better have a haircut like a man, let me tell you.
What if she gets her period while she's in there?
But her emails. Look at this one. She clearly knew about the operation in Siberia.
Shit.
It's like this whole movie pivots on that fact that she's a woman. She cannot fight.
Robot has a fucking "I'm with her" sticker on the back of it now that she's piloting it. Good, the goddamn Republicans working with the Russian. Oh.
Look, it's all over goddamn Facebook.
There was no collusion between Texas and the Confederacy.
There was no collusion between the marketplace and the Robot Jox.
Yeah, and then is this the point where we have the meeting between the
So this is the point where there is a jungle gym training sequence.
That's right, yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
so basically all the Padawans are put into a room.
Yeah.
And
And Anakin just comes and fucking kills him. Mr. Skywalker, what are we gonna do?
Fuck your mother. And basically their job is to climb what looks like a poorly constructed, like geometric, like it just looks like something that's at the museum.
No, it looks like
it's like an art piece.
Yeah, it looks like they decided to climb into an art installation that
Right.
they weren't supposed to be climbing on.
Just metal bars that look like a really poor jungle gym that's leading up to it's all in an enclosed room and it's leading up to a hole in the ceiling,
Yeah.
right? And they're like, your challenge is to make it out alive and get to the top and through the hole, right? And they're like, all right, no fucking problem.
Yeah, no one really struggles with it either. It's like not the hardest fucking thing.
Well, the thing about it is that like they don't even warn them. I guess that
Yeah.
they're like, yeah. So parts of this thing's going to be electrified. Parts of these are going to spit acid out at you. Like basically all like certain parts of the jungle gym bars. It's just like one it's superheated, another one is like spilling out water, so somebody's like when they grab onto it. Another part's just like I'm gonna fall off.
Yeah, yeah.
And another part's like electrified, and it just and they're making it seem like the jungle gym as a whole is shaking and vibrating by
Shaky
like
cam.
by literally. I feel like somebody was like behind the camera and just punching the camera.
The cinematographer for this movie, especially for those scenes, was actually Michael J. Fox.
Oh man, it wasn't happening yet. Actually, I did hear that he was having some issues, like on part 3.
Yeah, no, he had a lot of problems. Poor guy.
Yeah. I love it. We are taking digs at people today.
Hey, Sherry Moon Zombie, if you're listening, I'm coming for you.
Athena is the one that gets to the top.
Yeah.
That like asshole kid who like attacked Achilles in the beginning, like falls to his death, and nobody cares.
Yeah, everyone's like, yeah, fuck that guy. We don't like him anyway.
At this point, also, there's this underhanded like storyline of being like, there's no way they could have known about the green laser, you know. Right? And it's
the whole plot
there's
line,
only red.
the whole subline is there's a mole, and that's why
Spy.
there's a spy
Yeah.
within the market that's feeding
I was
information.
gonna do a mole joke.
I was thinking of a mole joke too,
Okay.
but I wasn't thinking of like a skin mole. I was thinking like a mole in the ground.
I was thinking of skin mole. Because I looked at you and I was like, "Are we gonna?" Nah, but we have to acknowledge it.
He's like, I can't see. I live in the dirt. There you go. There's your mole joke.
I was gonna say, and they should really get that removed.
One time, my friend drank 3 Steel Reserves and cut a mole off his back with a regular knife.
Oh, like a butter knife?
No, like a sharp. Like he collects knives, and he was just like, watch this, and he just chopped it off.
Now he has cancer.
It was fucking sweet, dude.
That sounds painful.
So yeah, there is a spy.
Yes.
Right. And they're like, "There's no way he could have known about the green laser, right? Unless somebody told him about our special, like our new tech, right?" And that's when this is exactly the quote is like where Tex is like, "I trust that Jap as far as I can throw him," right?
Yeah,
like,
not very far.
Jesus, right? Because it's one of those things where you're like, well, what would anybody's motivation be for the other side to win that much?
Yeah, like what are you what are you getting? And wouldn't it be easy to figure out that you're getting something from them?
Right. Like, I don't understand the spy's
motivation, yeah.
Right? Because it's like you're on that side, but like, do you get money from it? Like,
Yeah.
He never monologues, basically. So right out the bat, as soon as like that's really fully established, it immediately Tex goes to the Japanese doctor.
Dr. Matsumoto.
Yeah. And straight up is like, "Yeah, I'm the fucking spy."
Yeah, he's like, I knew you were the spy, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm the fucking spy."
Yeah, I like how
Worst spy ever.
I like he takes out the remote. Let me tell you why. And he gives him a whole little presentation and stuff like that. Then he starts sweating, and he keeps sweating profusely. He's like, yeah, but it was luck. And then it was all like, and just like, yeah, I'm the spy. And then that's it.
Yeah, because basically,
Hey, why are you being so weirdo? Yeah, I'm the spy.
yeah, because the doctor is like, look, here's the deal. I analyzed the robot that you fought in that battle where you got lucky, quote unquote, and there's no way you could have known about this one weak plate on the armor. And he's like,
Yeah.
yep, you're right, because I'm the fucking spy.
yeah.
That's it. Not like, I think one phrase in here is like, it's just pure luck, and there's like, there's no such thing as luck.
Yeah.
And he
right.
just gives up. He cracks.
Right.
Then and there.
There's no such thing. Yeah, I fucking did it.
Yeah, there's no such thing as luck because you're not lucky right now. I'm blowing your fucking brains out.
Yeah, he
Just immediately.
Courtney loves him.
Okay. Well, this is the weird part about this. This is the weird part about this, right? He straight up like holds him at gunpoint, right? And somehow like doesn't.
Very slowly, Tex puts his hand out and grabs the gun, just like no effort whatsoever.
Yeah. Like he's just like, let me take that gun from you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Goddamn Japs don't know how to handle guns.
Yeah, he's just like, give me that. Yeah, it's so gentle the way they handle the gun, as if it was a real loaded gun, and they were like scared it was gonna go off. Because he just reaches out and like very delicately like grabs it and turns it on the guy, and the guy's like, oh.
Right, and then now Tex is holding him at gunpoint.
Yeah.
And somehow, like, as he's monologuing, I guess, or something, he doesn't see that, like, the doctor
He
is just
takes
like...
his fucking giant remote out of his pocket in plain sight, and it's like, yeah, can you, hold on.
Can you start over?
Tex, just fucking, I know you're really jazzed about being the spy, but I just need you to hold on for just, like, 1 fucking second. And he's like,
15 seconds of silence, please.
And then the camera's like, all right, Tex, you're good. I'm the spy.
Here's Johnny.
He looks in the camera and he's like, I'm the spy.
Yeah.
Was that a good shot? We get it? Yeah.
He's straight, like, the camera's so obviously in the room.
Yeah.
Right? And he's so obvious about hitting this, but, like, Tex doesn't see it, right? Blows his brains out.
Yeah, he just shoots him.
And then is like, oh shit.
It's like, fuck, I didn't think this far.
Right? And somehow
calls like the chancellor.
No, he takes and he wipes the fingerprints off the gun, puts it in the doctor's hand, and then calls like the head of the market.
Yeah.
And is like, I found the spy.
I found the spy. He was so upset, he just fucking shot himself.
Right in the forehead.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, dude, you're the worst spy. Because, like, you could have been like, I found the spy, he held me at gunpoint, and I shot him.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Straight up just shot him in the face. You know? Or anything. Like, what? And they're like, alright, cool.
Don't do
it.
anything.
Yeah.
I'll be right there.
Good work, Tex. Yeah, I'm the spy. Yeah.
I found the dude that found the spy.
He found himself.
I found the dude that found out I was a spy. Oh, shit.
I'm not the spy. I'm from Texas. How could I be the spy? I'm the fucking spy.
Yeah, I'm the spy.
And see, when the Chancellor came on the TV, I was like, oh, the Chancellor's
so
in
too.
cahoots.
Yeah, I
and
thought
then it
so
was
too.
like, oh, no, this movie's not smart.
No.
Just like,
Not at all.
No, it's not. So, at this point, now, Athena did win that competition, right?
Yeah.
It's announced that she's going to be the next fighter, and Achilles is straight up like, fuck that.
yeah. He's like, I will not fight. Hey, we're going to put a woman in your robot. I will fight.
That's exactly how it goes down. He straight up sees it on the news, takes off from his brothers. Any explanation, it straight up shows up and is like, yeah, you're not going in my suit.
And everyone there's just like, yeah, okay.
And he's in front of the Chancellor. He's like, yeah, you'll get as much money as you want, but you got to tell me, why did you decide to come back? That's my own damn business. Like,
That's my own I hate women business.
I felt like my genitals were being cut right from under me. I don't know why he has the Texas accent now, too.
I'm the spy. Yeah, so he's supposed to be getting suited up, and then Athena suits up and is like, "Fuck this, I'm gonna do it."
Yeah, she pulls a gun on him.
Oh, it's a hot glue gun.
That's what I wrote too.
A hot glue gun.
With some like future shit, like some wires
It
on
was
it.
like in the first scene from the wide, it was a hot glue gun, but
Yeah.
when they did a close up, they're
It
like,
was-
we
It
need,
looks like a bubble gun.
yeah, we need to.
It's hella funny because it was like they got that wide shot with the fucking hot glue gun.
Yeah.
And then she immediately, it's like, is that a fucking? And then she like turns so you can't see it again. And I was like, oh, they're not gonna show. And then they do a close up on it where it's like a fucking like bubble gun with like wires glued to it. They used the hot glue gun to make the hot glue gun.
yeah.
And she just like basically like puts it in his back and it's like, and he's like, but it doesn't do shit to him.
No, she goes, it's a sedative. You know, you'll sleep well, right? And instead, I feel like she gave him an adrenaline shot.
Yeah, because he
and then
fucking proceeds to kick her ass.
she gave him adrenaline and then also an aphrodisiac.
Yeah.
Because their fight turns into a whole like, we're breathing. Oh, we're gonna get it on right now, right?
But no, only he thinks we're
Yeah.
gonna get it on because he basically they fight. He wrestles her down to the bed. And then says something I don't remember, but then it just forces himself on her.
Yeah.
Right? And she's like,
Deathstalker all
get
over
the fuck
again.
off me. Like, knocks him off the bed, runs out and locks him in his own
And
room.
like smashes the computer that opens the door.
Also, his
And the
walls
phones.
are made of fabric.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Like, it was weird. It was supposed to be like a Japanese kind of thing, I guess.
Yeah,
That
that's-
thing they do with the future.
That's
always.
basically the
right?
aesthetic.
Just like-
It's always sliding doors.
Yeah.
And a whole little
And
Asian
seashells.
pagoda.
Yep.
Yeah, and seashells.
Seashells. Fuck that movie.
And at this point, so she gets in to the mech,
Yeah.
but they immediately, before she even gets in, they're like, "That's not Achilles, get her!"
yeah,
right?
well, at first they're like, "Oh, why is he suiting up?" And they're like, "Oh, maybe he just wants to get prepared." It's like,
yeah.
These
what
too
are
early.
your guys' fucking security precautions?
Well, they're none because there's two dudes that are like, "Oh shit, we're off. Let's get out of here."
yeah.
They're like waiting at the feet of the robot, and it's like, it's fucking Miller time.
Like 3:10, got that 20-minute walk time. Got it. Fuck off.
We're gonna meet Tex at the bar.
Hey guys, I'm the spot. You want a beer?
Welcome to the clan meeting.
He's got like a robot clan hood on.
Spaceball. What was it? Spaceball security guys?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, so she goes up into the mech, and they're like, "Oh fuck, that's not Achilles. Get her out." Which then, again, a thing that's like,
Because
wouldn't
of
you
the
guys?
butt slap.
Yeah, because the butt slap. She's
gave
like,
him away.
wouldn't you like have a stronger structure? She just fucking like knocks the structure down. And
Yep.
she's just like, and like kills some innocent people in the process. Yeah, and then this is when they're in. She gets up there, and they're talking to her on the Sony television in the thing, and this is when.
Yeah, well, yeah, because they're basically like, all right, I guess she's in it. Like, we can't do anything.
Well, yeah, and then the
about it.
referees are like, no, you're not. Like, she went up and she's on the battlefield. You can't switch her. Like, that's not our fighter. And they're like, we don't give a shit.
It shouldn't matter because you guys make exceptions for the Confederacy all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You let him kill 300 people.
Yeah, and it's like, they're like, we don't fucking give a shit if it's not your fighter. You stepped on, which is like a funny thing because I was like, that's so unrealistic. But then I remembered in Little League, there's a rule that if you walk out to the mound while everyone's getting to their places and you throw the ball from the pitcher's mound, that person has to be put in as the pitcher.
Wow.
Because we had that happen in one of our games. Some fucking idiot kid was just like, and the umpire's like, that your pitcher? My dad was like, no. They're like, yeah, that's your pitcher. That's the rule. So this fucking kid had to pitch like several pitches. We got fucking.
It's like a 3-year-old.
Yeah, he's like, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
So at this point, they're like, watch this tutorial video by the late Dr. Matsumoto.
It's a
right?
WikiHow video.
Yeah.
How to fight in a robot.
Yeah, and he's like, look, I got a new secret weapon that I didn't tell anybody about because I was afraid of the spy.
This is how you do it. And then under it's like, hi, welcome to my tutorial on how to use the new laser. Ooh,
And so he's like, the new secret weapon is blinders. We absorb light from the sun, and then so it's mirrors.
Yeah, just a flashbang.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, but by the way, make sure you put your shield on so you don't fucking blind yourself.
Lower the opacity of your screen.
Right.
I was like, okay.
Which is all funny because it's like, it will blind your enemy for 90 seconds, but also your visor takes 10 seconds to cover your face.
Right. And then it's revealed through this tutorial video that he actually recorded over the last half of it with the with Tex killing him.
Yeah.
Right? And then like Tex is like, well, fuck, they know I'm the spy. I'm gonna jump out this window.
No, his going out was phenomenal because they're like, yo, I'll see you hang for this. I'll see you in hell. He overpowers the guards that has enough strength to run. And he goes, Geronimo!
He dives out a window, which is at least 6 stories, like as tall as the robot is.
Yeah.
If like their level was at like the face level of the robot, and these robots are about like 6 stories.
Yeah.
Right? And he just dives out this window, and you're like, oh shit, he escaped. And then the camera goes through the window, and it's like, there he is, just dead, like 6 stories
It's
down.
like the opening scene in The Other Guys when Samuel Jackson and The Rock are like, aim for the bushes.
There goes my hero.
Just fucking dead on the concrete. No,
I'll see you in hell.
I wasn't paying attention to that scene too much because my cat was doing something, and I turned.
Goddamn Japanese parachutes.
All I saw was him turn around and walk out, and then he was dead, right? So I genuinely thought when she wrecked the stuff, she wrecked the building too. So I thought he was like, "Oh, get out of here!" And he opened the door, and it was like just a drop.
There's no staircase.
Yeah, and he just fucking fell, and I had to go back and watch it. So it's like, oh, that's hella funny. But no, this movie's not funny.
No, he straight up just committed suicide.
That guy lived a cliche, died a cliche.
Which is so funny. His fucking death is like, I'm the spy. All right, I didn't think I'd get this far. Bye.
I'll see you hang for this.
I'll see you in hell.
Whiteys don't hang. Bye.
Oh my god. Oh shit. Shit. Yeah.
Man, I love making fun of my own race.
Yeah. No. So yeah. Then we go up to the fight, and
But meanwhile, Achilles has escaped. He's
Yes.
escaped his apartment, which he can't get out because, newsflash, everything's digital and electrical, so he can't
Yeah.
open his doors. Apparently, he can break through his walls, not climb out some other way. So what does he do? He pilots his hovercraft to crash right into his apartment complex. And then they cut away to saying, well, how did he really get out? He must have jumped in, flew over there, and he's like, okay, now I'm your coach. Listen to what I have to say, because if you're not, you're going to lose the fight.
yeah.
And you would think that this is like a moment in the movie where he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna coach you," and she wins, and it's great for it's progressive,
Yeah.
you know, like and people are overcoming their stereotype and things like that.
No, she
and
gets her fucking
she straight
shit
up
kicked
fucking
in.
Fail.
Yeah, she gets her shit rocked.
like straight up, and it's such a euphemism at the same time. It's like she uses the blinders. He does get blinded, but it doesn't matter. He knocks her down to the ground, and then just straight up jackhammers her.
Yeah, and it's so weirdly sexual.
Yeah.
And it's like, just like fucking red hair.
And then do you see the old lady acting? She's like, she's killing her.
Yeah,
Get
it's
her
Oh
out."
yeah, the old seaman woman.
Yeah.
Is there because it's
I
one of her
told you.
clones,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But also, what's weird about this is, okay, so what we haven't fully established is that, like, just like Pacific Rim, the driver of the mech gets inside the mech
And
right?
moves.
and as he moves, it moves to his actions.
Yeah.
Right?
It's literally Pacific Rim, and
Yeah.
I think this. I don't know. I didn't read it, but I would be surprised if this film did not inspire Pacific
sure.
Rim at some point.
Sure.
Look, just so I get this out of the way, this film, for the reason of it being equally as bad, is equally as good as the genesis for so many other films that came from it, from the small parts you can take from it. You got Kurt Russell's Soldier with the eugenics soldiers versus the conditioned soldiers. You have Mutant Chronicles, which shows it's from a video game that became a terrible movie around Perlman. but this shows that different countries became corporation conglomerate. It's imperial versus capital versus Bauhaus and so forth. So now you have market versus confederacy, Pacific Rim, and then even that. Before that, you have the right stuff. The whole sequence of the astronauts getting into this, the robot and everything like that. And it is true.
Black Klansman.
Yeah.
With
Black Klansman.
racist.
No. Short Circuit.
Yeah.
This inspired all robot movies.
Yeah, but you have just like Tyler said, there is a sequence that was taken from this movie that is in Pacific Rim, and it's when the jock gets in and he does the fists.
Yes,
with
which
the
is
hand.
literally I was like, oh shit, that's totally Pacific Rim. They're like, yeah, but it only takes one person to pilot it.
Yes.
Yeah, instead of two.
And again, Alaska for some reason, which is also in Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rim, yeah.
Right. So the reason I'm bringing this up is the fact that, like I said, right arm is right arm. Left leg is left leg. Right?
Yeah.
But Alexander's new mech is 4-legged.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. So I'm like, how is the other 2 legs being controlled?
I don't know, but it's got like a dick leg too, because one of them's like in the center of it.
Oh, we'll get there.
Yeah.
So
Robocox.
Well, that's another thing is too. So like this fist is like literally like a jackhammer on pistons, right? So it's in place where it needs to be, and then the from the wrist down is just like right in her face.
Yeah.
Right. But yet when he's doing the motions, is doing a hi-ya, like a stabbing motion, right? And you're like, that's not the same repetitive motion as what the robot's doing at all.
It's almost as if he's not in a big robot.
Right? And so she's about to die.
And the refs are like, all right, stop. And he's like, fuck the refs. And he steps on their little floaty thing and they all jump out. And they're like, oh shit. And it's like,
right, because they declare him the winner.
Yeah, they're like, you won, dude. Fuck, stop.
Yep.
And then he's like, ah!
I don't understand why he is incessant on killing people.
Because he's under the impression that it's Achilles, and then that's when he has his big reveal that he sees it's Athena.
Yeah, but I also, their rivalry isn't that hard for him to obsessively be like, I need to kill this dude.
Nope.
Yeah.
I think he just has a bloodlust to anyone.
And then Achilles comes out and he's like,
yeah, Achilles
Alex! I challenge you!
Right? So he gets inside the mech, and he sees Athena, and she's bloody and about to die, and he's like, don't die, and forces himself on her again.
Yeah.
What do you think I came back?
Right?
Don't die! Alright, get the fuck out of my mech.
Makes out with her.
Let a man do this now.
Right? Gets in, and then they fight again. Right? So,
he gets up, yeah.
At this point, Achilles is like, I'm gonna transform and go up into space.
Which is fucking weird. There's also that scene where they set up that the things can fly in the beginning of the fight. She's like, he's just flying. Like, yeah, he likes to showboat, whatever.
So he transforms little parts of himself in which basically just the cockpit spins up so it's directly pointing up in the air, and then there's little flaps, and then it's there we go, right? And goes up into space, right? And then Alexander follows him, transforms and follows him, and then literally they're up in space for a count of maybe 15 seconds.
Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, fuck it, space sucks.
Alexander shoots him in the heel, right? Which is one of his rocket legs or whatever, and then they just crash land back to the exact same spot.
Yeah, even though they orbited around the Earth at one point. They were going around it.
Yeah, I thought that they were going to relocate to maybe the snow portion or something they would have been.
Fucking Russia.
Yeah.
And he steps on the Kremlin. They're on their bread lines and they just get crushed. 300 more dead. At least they were Ruskies this time.
And this is the part where he goes, nuts for done. He does actually say that as he fires the missile, right? They go back down, right? And so it was pointless to go into space. So now he crash lands, and here comes Alexander, and straight up, it just activates a chainsaw dick.
Yeah, it's just like
Just a straight up, like, it is, like, all four legs are spread eagle.
Yeah.
And then, like, just straight out of the package, a door opens up.
And the fucking Robocock comes
Yeah,
out.
and just, and it's long.
Yeah, and then the fucking, and then...
This is before or after he transformed into a tank because he couldn't stand up anymore.
Well, maybe.
Yeah, but then...
It's after he turns over like a turtle and he can't move.
Yeah,
anymore.
then he's driving around like an 80s robot that you would have, like, you put a cassette tape in.
But the chainsaw dick comes out, and then Achilles' robot just sits on it and rides it.
God damn you.
No, so then they fight some more, and their mechs get ruined, and they get out and have the clumsiest fucking fight I have ever seen choreographed in a film. It is just like...
It's up there with the John Wick fight.
Yeah.
It's up there with the John Wick fight.
We forgot,
how he wins. Yeah.
So, well, we forgot that earlier in the fight, he did the rocket fist move again.
Oh, yeah.
And it didn't work out, and he knocked it down, and it's laying on the ground.
Yeah.
So now, he chainsaw dicked, like, the Achilles mech to the face, so that mech is out.
Yeah.
And then Achilles is running around zigzagging through the battlefield.
Yeah.
Like, and the Gatling guns
He's only shooting on the sides of him.
haven't fired yet.
Yeah.
So he's zigzagging for something that isn't there yet. He just looks like
He's like trying to juke it out.
He's just Xanaduing all over the battlefield. And
he's like, if I dance, maybe it'll confuse me.
and then the Gatling guns happen.
Yeah,
and they're like the most pathetic squibs and even noise. It's just like right? And you're right, they are like
literally just on the sides of him, and he's like,
and he gets shelter within the rocket fist.
Yeah.
Right? And then takes as Alexander's about to like do a finishing move on it, like I think he's gonna shoot a giant missile.
Chainsaw dick's gonna fly off.
He programs the rocket fist to re-fire,
yes.
and it punches his mech. And I was like, I didn't know rocket fist also had like explosive capabilities.
Yeah, it fucking explodes.
The whole
too.
thing explodes. Doesn't knock him over. It just explodes the whole mech.
Right?
Doesn't it punch it like in the robo crotch too?
It's right in the dick.
Yeah,
punches them in the dick.
and then Alexander's like, oh, has one of those classic like ball punch faces.
Yeah. So then
they get
both
out.
are out of their mechs,
And
and they're fighting with
clumsy
just poles
fucking
and
fighting.
debris.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah.
friendship. It's just
Right? So
He's all like, stop! We are all dead. We are jocks!
he's like, yeah.
Yeah, it didn't make any goddamn sense.
But then he's all like, we don't have to be.
yeah.
So what is the actual line? What is it? Like, it's so fucking stupid. Hold on, I'm sorry.
I just really like the lingering like thumbs up too. He's just
Okay.
like has his thumb out and he's just like he's there for like 25 seconds. Him just like this shot of him just with his thumb way out in front of his body.
So he says a line that like brings Alexander around to be like, "Don't kill me." Basically, yeah. He goes. Achilles says, "You can live," and Alexander is like, "Yes, if I kill you with this." And he goes, "We can both live." And he's like, "We are already dead. We are Robot Jox." Right? And I'm like, "Wait, what?"
But he's like, no, you guys live. Like we just saw with Tex. You guys fucking live. What?
Right? And then he straight up is just like, he gives him this lingering thumbs up, and eventually Alexander's like, yeah, thumbs up.
Yeah.
And the final shot of the movie is just two thumbs up, like side by side.
And then it just fucking ends.
And that's when I realized when I see it up close that all those fancy cables on their hands are actually just
RCA
cables. It was like it would have been more impressive that they put a fucking power glove on them, but no, it's like this fucking glove with RCA cables on it.
But there's so much left undone. Like there's it didn't matter that there was a spy.
No.
It did not matter.
No one
right?
fucking cares. Doesn't matter that he just cheats. That doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter that there was a possible relationship with Athena.
Yeah.
Nope.
right?
Nothing.
Not whatsoever.
The movie's just like, you just came here for robots, and
also
we get that
also
now.
the fact that
It
also
took like 85 minutes for us to figure that out, but thumbs up, right? Thumbs up.
also the fact that the referees could care less about their friendship and bromance they just had, but they've basically just broken the rules or either forfeited whatever they're fighting
Well, because basically what the message is conveying is that, like, we as countries should get along, right? Stop warring, right? It's so
Yeah,
thin,
it's just a
but-
fucking weird thing to do, too. It's like,
yeah.
what? Like, yeah, let's stop war. We should end the Cold War. Ended a couple years prior. It's like,
Literally, this was just like, it's just like a bunch of Facebook likes. Thumbs
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
yeah, thumbs up, right, dude? He just fucking shoots him when he thumbs up. Like, no.
Yep. Market and the Confederacy thumbs up each other. That's fucking fake news.
War is over. There is peace now.
I want
All it took was thumbs up.
I want to know how the market's gonna like cover up Tex being a spy. They're like they do a biopic. It's like market hero Tex
Yeah,
died
right.
tragically
This
in
ending,
the subordination of a woman. Jock who was trying to do that. They blame it on Athena.
yeah, the ending of this movie is the equivalent.
Last words, I'll see you in hell.
I'll see you in hell. The ending of this movie was the equivalent to that like tone deaf Pepsi ad where Kendall Jenner gave a cop
Oh
a Pepsi.
my
It's just like, here you go. It's like racism over. They look at each other and they're like, yeah, women suck, huh? Duh. It's like, hell yeah. Robot Jox.
Oh, so yeah.
Oh,
Would you recommend this movie?
I would recommend the first 10 minutes and the last 10 minutes. Fuck the shit in the middle.
I like this movie, but I wouldn't recommend it if you don't like sci-fi.
I would recommend Pacific Rim.
Yeah. Basically, you have to have seen Pacific Rim to even understand like why am I even watching this,
Sure.
and that's sincere. Because I mean, I like it because I was a kid and I grew up, but then I see how it just went bad so many different ways in storytelling, and exactly like Tyler said in the middle, you're just dead in the eyes.
Yeah. I mean, I would recommend specific scenes.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Jungle Gym scene, Chainsaw Dick, and Texas Suicide.
I see you in hell.
Basically, any scene with Tex, I am down for.
Yeah.
Which sounds racist now that I've described who this person is.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, nobody's very likable. Like, and
Achilles
like I
is
said,
a huge dick, man.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
really is.
He's not a likable hero.
Not at
whatsoever.
all.
And he
No.
doesn't actually learn or
no,
grow.
he doesn't learn or grow. No.
Mm-mm.
He's basically rewarded for being
Also,
an
he, like,
egotistical maniac.
never
Yeah.
see his family again. They were there for one scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, who gives a fuck about them?
Yeah. Also, that was interesting because that was all practical. Like the apartment complex that he pulls up to.
Yeah.
That was wild,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, where is that?
Yeah.
Somewhere in the desert or something. So, yeah, I wouldn't recommend. I would recommend specific scenes, and I probably will have no problem putting those scenes up. We'll see. It's an MGM movie,
Yeah.
but so, Jaws scale. What do we got? For any new listeners out there, Jaws is how we actually rate the film. We go from a masterpiece of Jaws 1 to the disaster that is Jaws: The Revenge. So, how would you rate it?
I give it a 3. I give it a 3 because I did get some. I mean, we got some good laughs out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
This would have
story-
been fun with an audience.
Yeah.
To rag on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I give this a Barracuda out of the Jaws scale.
That's not. That's not a film.
Yeah, it is. It's on,
Barracuda's
it's
a
on a
film?
list of Jaws ripoffs.
Oh, nice.
No, I'd go with Jaws. I'd go with The Revenge. Jaws 4, yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is. I was gonna say that too. I
Because
mean,
Jaws 4 is also kind of boring, which
Right.
is like
Yeah.
like this movie.
so like, I've gotten to the point where like, because like Jaws 4 is it's bad and it's like bad in a fun way at some points. I'm like, God, we need a 5 because
Orca.
Yeah, Orca. Yeah, it's the Orca. The Cruel Jaws.
Cruel Jaws.
You ever heard of that one?
No.
Yeah, there's one called Cruel Jaws.
Give us a mecha shark out of 10.
We should watch Cruel Jaws so we can add it to, because it does say Jaws. you
Yeah,
know,
there we
so
go.
Cruel Jaws. So yeah, I'm gonna go Jaws 4, until we figure out what Cruel Jaws is. Cruel Jaws, 100th episode.
Oh my god, yeah.
Well, maybe. We'll see. So, a new segment that we do on here is that we all had an opinion about this, and we'll get to those who had a great opinion about it. But there's still one person we haven't heard from, and this is the segment we like to call What Would Carly Think?
She was really hyped for this movie at first because she loves robots, but I think she was expecting it to be like Short Circuit, and when she found out it was just fucking fighting robots, she was like, yeah, I'm not interested.
So she didn't watch it?
No, she watched pieces of it with me, but she was just like, what the fuck is this? She was just more interested in like the robots, and that's it. And she was just like, yeah, whatever. She would...
Oh man, then we gotta get her for heart beeps.
Oh fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, no, Carly loves robots, man. They make her cry.
So funny. All right, cool. So last but not least, like I said, we all had an opinion. Carly had an opinion. But there's some people who thought this was amazing, and those people we say, give me 5. These are 5 and 10-star reviews pulled from Amazon and or IMDb. How many you got for me today? 2?
I got you 2.
Okay. So I have never seen these reviews. Tyler picks these. He likes to surprise me, so here we go. First one, written by King Cole. Like Nat King Cole?
Yeah.
First name Nat.
Boo.
Written in 2003. Titled, One of My Favorite Movies. After seeing this excellent film over 100 times, I still find new things that blow me away with this movie. Great special effects, incredible acting, and a plot full of ingenious twists makes this movie an excellent depiction of capitalism versus communism. And in this ending, everyone is happy and all is well. Best movie ever.
Everyone is happy. 300 are dead.
Also, I don't see the capitalism.
Well, it is called The Market.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't see anybody, like, selling anything.
Yeah, well, they're selling the, like, betting on the shit, and I can kind of see it, but that one's pretty funny. It's just,
Yeah.
after seeing it 100 times, I literally do not watch anything else. My wife took the kids. Karen took the fucking kids.
Oh. And the last one, written by Dan Hubner, also in 2003. Like, I feel like this movie came out then or something.
I think a DVD release came out for it in 2003.
All Beautiful Things in the World Combined into One Movie is the title.
I love nuclear holocaust.
Racism, sexism. From the start, I knew I would be in for the best movie watching experience of my life. The idea of 2 giant robots manned by brilliant humans
I can't fucking read.
fighting each other over for control of the world was the most intense and well thought of plot I have ever experienced.
Wow.
This guy's never played Rock'em Sock'em Robots before.
I can't even begin to describe the brilliant acting and well-written script. Because there wasn't one.
Yeah.
Nope.
Let's just say it compares to both Lord of the Rings pictures. Also, like,
Combined.
It's 2003, so when did the third one come out?
What?
I
Did it
guess?
come out? He's like,
I don't know.
fuck Return of the King.
It compares to both Lord of the Rings pictures combined. The Academy had a grave oversight in not celebrating the joy that is Robot Jox. 10 out of 10 stars.
Robot Jox and Black Panther 2 nominated for Best Picture next year.
Ladies and gentlemen, best award goes to Tex.
I hate this little gold man.
Why are you giving me a midget?
Kevin Spacey's backstage. He's a good guy.
I just met Kevin. He said meet me in the locker room. I don't know what that's about, but I'm pretty sure it's all good and kosher.
I'd like to everyone there was hard work and good luck to me.
Watch my next film, starring Kevin Spacey, directed by Bryan Singer.
Produced by Harvey Weinstein.
Robot Jox 2.
He's up and coming. I heard he's gonna be good. Dimension Films is gonna be great. So that's Robot Jox, gentlemen. Anything else left to think? Any lingering thoughts? Nothing.
No, just crash and burn.
Oh crap! You should have saved it for the final.
Yeah.
For the final thing here. So that just about does it for us. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, there is no live show this month. But stay tuned for April's announcement. Coming up on the show next week, we return for St. Paddy's Day with the sequel to 1993's Leprechaun, Leprechaun 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
So
You knew I
excited.
wanted to say it.
I know, right?
I'm
Well, I
so
wanted to
excited.
rhyme because the whole movie has rhyming in it.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so that is next week. And then stay tuned because all of March we have Tyler's movie coming up for his birthday, and then we have our special 100th episode and some great things. So make sure that you are subscribed, rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes. It really helps us out. You can also give us a rating on Facebook. Give us a review. Let us know how you feel. If you had any questions, comments, or concerns about this episode, post a comment on one of the posts related to this episode, or write us a personal email, contact@bombsawayshow.com. And you can find us all over social media, all at Bombs Away Show. That's Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram is at Bombs Away Show. Okay? So that just about does it for us. Did I miss anything? Yes, we have t-shirts. You can go to tpublic.com/stores/bombs-away-show. I really hate that that's what they gave us. It's so long-winded. But either that or you could search for Bombs Away in the search bar, and I think you could probably find the store. Bombs Away Show is the store as well. But we have great t-shirts, all designed by
What are
yours
some
truly.
of our recent highest sellers?
Recent high sellers? Oh, man.
It's just kid stuff.
So, I got away with it. Is that I took the screenshot from Abducted in Plain Sight. I still don't want to spoil it if you haven't seen
You
it.
gotta fucking watch
You gotta watch this
22
thing,
minutes
right?
in.
Yep, 22 minutes in, there is this exact thing, and the screenshot I took is the father, and he's kind of shrugging up in the air, and if you know what this means, definitely go buy this shirt, support
Yes.
it. Right now, if you're hearing this, everything is on sale. Usually $14 is a sale. It's $13 right now for like a
What?
extra $1 off.
That is fucking outrageous.
Right? Get the fucking shirts.
What a steal.
Right? Well, we're always having a sale of about 30% off at least once a month, right? So this shirt is the father, and underneath it just says, "It's just kid stuff." And it is selling.
Yeah.
So how TeePublic works is you just order the shirt, they print it, and they send it right out to you. There's no middleman. We don't have to buy a lot of stock, and we just take a cut from that. So you're helping support the show by buying a T-shirt. We also have two Showgirls designs. One that just is the logo of Showgirls on a black background. Basically, whatever you can buy it in any color that you want on the site, but whatever is the default that's up there is the one that we recommend. It's kind of how I designed it.
We also have the Noodle Elizabeth Berkley.
Yep.
From the poster.
Yep. Until and how I have to say this, guys, is buy it until buy it now because kind of skirting lines on copyright things here.
Yeah.
I just put it up until they took away the Mac and Me one. It's gone forever. Sorry, guys. McDonald's didn't like it. So
Yep.
buy it now. Go on there and search what we have and buy it now until literally somebody goes, "Hey,"
Yeah.
Maybe I'll make a Robot Jox one. Maybe only Vicente will buy it.
I just want a picture of Tex on a shirt.
I'll see you in hell.
That's good. Yeah, so check out our entire store. So that's about it. Missed anything?
No.
Right? Okay.
No.
Join us next week for Leprechaun 2.
Leprechaun.
The Necrocon.
Nepronomicon.
I'm Jonathan.
I'm Vicente.
I'm Tyler.
And
I'll see you in hell.
Geronimo!
This has been a production of Big Bulb Entertainment, executive produced by Jonathan Young. For more media and information, visit us at www.bigbulbentertainment.com. Big Bulb, what's your bright idea?